Doesn't surprise me that MG Element takes out Hecarim. High mobility champion, has a lot of control over the game, and I think DPS has played a little bit of them, but not really sure about the Katarina ban. I guess I'd have to look at the actual history for MG Element's squad and see if they play Cat that much. But the bans are coming out pretty quick here. Pretty confident plays from each side. They're like, ah, no, I don't want to deal with this. They're Aurelia. I can respect that. Vanguard kind of takes the tide of the game and controls it. And Lucian ban, I'm surprised about. Fat Zac pick. I like that. The Moo pick from the side of DPS. I like it. I like it. I wonder if they're going to go for a wombo combo and go for a legit team, or if they're just going to kind of meme. I think the rolling fashion I've seen is sometimes they will go with a more serious comp, and then the second game have a little bit of fun if they win. So I'm curious to see if they'll do the Zyracon here. And that is just me opening the energy drink of choice. That's Rowdy, the new energy drink on the block. It rocks. Starts with an R. It'll knock off your socks, and it'll pick you up when you're in the slump. We're not produced by them, and we're not sponsored by Rowdy, by the way. But yeah, y'all both do color. You should have seen it in color. The double color caster. Play by play. Man, Ito is asking a lot out of me here. Can I do the play by play? Taking the Rakan off the table if you're able. Thank you. Interesting. Do like the Leona pick though, and Jinx honestly right now. Jinx is really strong, regardless of the fact that she has some sick skin of the Battle Anima skin that came out. With Lethal Tempo, she just seems like right now, I'd say S tier. She's really, really strong, great in team fights, still really strong in lane. But they do have they opted for Nautilus, not Leona. I prove I stand corrected there. Still a lot of lockdown. It's a good choice, but I think between the Zac and the Rakan, it's going to be pretty hard for them to really get on top of Jinx. They have Zac's down in lane to help counter gank. And he's got Let's Bounce, Slingshot, and I'm drawing a blank on his Q. I know I should know the ability, but I just don't for some reason. But I mean, just be able to slam two people together and kind of pull them off of Jinx, because she's really going to control these team fights and the tempo of them. Kind of sitting on this pick here. Wow, that took a while. Actually, I think it's glitched. It doesn't even show the pick unless I'm hallucinating. Let's see. Just missing it. There it is, the Ornn pick. Okay, and you know what? I really like DPS. I like the Ornn on him. Quigert has a really, really good Ornn. He's been consistent with it across the play that I've seen in all of his games, and honestly, he plays like a little man when he plays Ornn too. At the same time, I've seen him do some fancy feat stuff to where he dodges things that he shouldn't be able to dodge. Um, but Victor coming in with a really big late game comp on the side of MG, man. It's okay. Young's just here with some technical difficulties. He's getting it fixed. He's getting it up and running. Don't worry. And yeah, don't worry about it, man. If you can't pop in and help out with the commentary, don't even worry about it. We got this on lock. We'll do what we can. And Shen, man, that is some freaking front line for the Jinx. And Victor honestly is going to scale regardless, but I don't know. This is going to be really interesting to see what the mid lane pick in answer to Victor is going to be. Karma, really? Wow. I think we're going more so for. It's hard to say. I don't know. DPS's comp is going to be the winning comp on my from my eyes. I would love to see DPS win, but I think MG has the better draft here. The reason I'm worried about Karma is if they get a Serpent's Fang for any reason, which I don't know why they would on Jinx, but if they do, it's really just going to kind of peel through the shielding that she's going to provide here. And unless she's here to stop hemorrhaging and play more towards roaming down to help plays on the bot side or top, I'm kind of curious in which way this is going to go. And most of these predictions I've had in the last couple weeks, most of these teams I've said are going to be won through top lane. Um, I don't think that's so much true this game. I think the bot lane is important through the early and the mid game, and if they're depending on which team really takes advantage of that, I think is going to be dependent upon how this game's tempo really rides through. Because I don't expect much, and I could be wrong, but I don't expect much to happen in mid lane with a Karma and Victor pick. Not that it can't, I just feel like it's going to be a slower tempo unless Zach gets some crazy plays early, which is always possible. I'm excited to see it. Really want to see how this is going to pan out. As far as draft goes, my money is on MG this game, but I really want to see DPS pick it up. I'm curious how this is going to go, though, because as much as I've tried to doubt Alistander in the past, I've seen him do some pretty crazy things. I mean, he's played Rakan mid and made, in my eyes, magic happen. So I'm kind of curious how it'll go. And I think when he played that matchup, was Rakan mid that week, it was into Victor mid. And I think that was against Predictive Gaming. So I'm quite curious to see if he actually just proves me completely wrong and runs over the mid lane. What I will say is I saw last weekend, I saw Brian in the bot lane playing Nautilus actually again, and he integrated into this team very well on the side of DPS. I think he was a player who they have said has played in several leagues before, maybe not BTL, or he has been in BTL, but he has experience and he has synergized with this team really well. Um, I think there was almost the option for him to be player of the game the one week, but I think it was given out to your bad connection because he's just had some insane games on ADC. He seems to really synergize well with Brian and control a lot of the tempo on bot side more times than not. But I also don't want to count out MG. They didn't get the top spot for no reason. They have taken an L, I think it was last week, but who knows? I mean, they could really pick up the tempo and they could really just, again, say that it was a fluke last week. We shouldn't have lost. And I believe it was Barbara's. I could be wrong if they lost to. Or it might have been, I think it might have been Barbara's, yeah. I am not as on top of my stuff as I should be as far as these standings, but I do know that MG is still on top, DPS in second, and I believe Spectre's coming up in third, and they're probably one of my favorite teams to watch as well, just because of the lake. Any bets, Tygoon? I would honestly say that this first game, if DPS does not keep the pressure on and get an early lead, that MG has the better comp in my eyes. I think between a Stand United Shen, having Zach, having Victor who's going to scale into the game, and Jinx being one of the most oppressive ADCs right now, it is going to be a really hard game. And then you have Rakan to help peel and charm off really most of what they need to pull off. There's going to have to be some crazy team fights from the side of Talus, hitting some huge curses and hitting really big horn calls from Quaker. But whether it's going to happen, I don't know. I mean, there's always the Blade Caller. If, Zai hits some really good ults and Blade Calls and gets some people stunned in place and snared down. But I really like the comp on the side of MG tonight. There's just really good synergy. It's a good tank, good front line, good CC. You have the Gravity Well from Victor, Flame Chompers from Jinx. You have Shen's Taunt. Zach hitting his slingshot plus his Q to pull two people together, then Let's Bounce, bouncing around on his ult. And then you still have Rakan's, charm. So I don't know. I mean, this is going to be interesting. And what I really wish I had in here tonight, because it is one of my favorite casters to have with me, is Reno. Still in chat, still watching the game, and I do appreciate you being here, man. I wish I could have you with me. You are the play-by-play that I am used to being with, and I just kind of hang out and ride along the coattails with the color casting.
I have no idea what you're talking about, bro.
Reno is in chat watching the stream right now.
What do you mean? That's me.
Oh, you're Reno? I could have swore that Reno was
You mean Rare Adam, bro?
Rare Adam. Yeah, there we go. Rare Adam unfortunately is not here, and I'm used to having him here. He is a pretty devout caster, and he does very well with the play-by-play. But unfortunately, I've been left to the abyss.
You'll do fine.
Thrown asunder by the people of the league.
That sounds very cryptic, bro.
Yeah?
Very cryptic. I gotta make sure I turn the game volume on. Yikes.
Oh, game underway. I still like, honestly, I still like DPS's pick here. And I like the players. I think they're really, really solid, well-rounded team. I don't see the synergy on that team as well as I do on the side of MG. As far as composition, I should say, not so much an issue of synergy amongst players. I'll pause at 3.
Ready when you are, man. Scout us down. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hit it.
All right, we are live on the Rift. DPS and MG Element. Will DPS dethrone MG and take the top seed? I want to see it. I need to see it. But who knows? I'm putting my money in DPS's egg basket here. All pun intended with Zaya. But we'll see. Look at a fat 5-stack from MG here. Just making sure that Nautilus does not come in with a sneaky invade. Oh, there it is.
And wait, where's a Mumu over here? Going in late, the bandage toss, going insane. Gwippo on the back line, ignited. 1 for 1. And we have Quaker running away for his life, and I think it's... Does he make it out? And we're going to have a 1 for 1 here. Unfortunately, that one kill is going on to Talus, and the other one going on to Out of the Blue. One of the bigger issues that I said was going to happen if Jinx gets ahead, she's going to control the tempo of this game. So we'll see if he does something with it.
Looks like Jinx is has the ability to get excited early this game, man.
Yeah. Like me when I see donuts in the office. Excited.
Do you dip them donuts in coffee?
No, I don't. I just straight donut.
So I'm weird, I guess.
No, coffee and donuts is perfectly normal. It's actually something I used to do quite a bit, and I don't drink black coffee that much anymore because it's not so great for your teeth.
This generates your enamel, right?
Yeah, exactly. Green is the color of envy. Coffee is the color of well, it looks like I don't brush my teeth. We have Gwippo going in here with the Vorpal Blade autos, slapping and clapping, giving him that halitosis breath from Quaker, saying, back off, I don't want it, I'm not about it.
The halitosis breath, I'm done.
And it looks like they should be getting about even on level 2 here in bot side. See if anything really transitions out of it. And really, I think Ornn here, having a level up. Going in, knocking him up. Good staggering blow, keeping him in place. Guardian popped, and it is their chance to try and make a play here, I believe, on the side, in my opinion, on the side of DPS without that Guardian. Really just sitting back here. I think they're just going to try and let the lane bounce back towards them so they can try and keep tempo. Because no one knows where Mumu is or Zac is. So they're just trying to play towards the awareness of jungler maybe near. Just playing it slow. 1x1 CS here. But overall, gold is only off by 300. Not too bad for the start. Pushing out the lane here in bot side. I wonder if they're looking to reset. Alright, good tether, good tether. And Quaker here just trying to conserve what mana he can before he has to either reset or create something in his forge. Alexander, small CS lead, I like that. I can respect it. Grand entrance for no reason coming from Rakan, the staggering blow, and the Flame Chompers gets him out. Okay. I like this. I like the mantra cues. It's good stuff. Mumu coming in. Good flash from the side of DPS. Who would have guessed? Byron going down. The Ignite can't hit anybody with the Dredge line. The flash from Jinx. And I think that's going to be, a clean double for Jinx. And again, this is what I was worried about. Out of the blue popping off with the early 3-0 lead. And knowing that MG has the better late game comp, I'm really feeling for DPS here. I don't know what they're going to do this game. they're going to really, at this point, have to farm up and I think just look for picks. Good engage from Quadia here. Good trade. I'm really like it. The horn coming down. Oh, can't get out. Gwippo having to flash. And just one auto away from good dredge line. Knock him down with a staggering blow. Oh, unfortunately. Late game carry here to clean it up and keep him safe. And we have runner in top lane with Gwippo. Quaker with nowhere to go. Trying to find a way out. Waiting for Talus to come in. The bandage toss under tower. This isn't what you want to see with the slingshot. And that's it. Talus is going down. Oh my gosh. And Quaker just trying to pick up the broken pieces and get rid of the Zac. Alistander, greedy. Please don't feed me. And Byron just coming in at the last second. Stand united from Shen. Quaker has nowhere to go. Doesn't know what to say, what to do. And I believe that's another kill for the side of MG. Going out of control. And what was once, oh my gosh, out of the blue from downtown with the super mega death rocket. Oh my gosh, and the lead just steadily just falling further and further in the side of MG. Null's going in, staggering blow, sitting there wondering what he can do and having to flash out. There's nothing they can do here. Xayah had already used everything. I'm surprised that he went in to try and make the play there. And Talus is finally level 6, and he's sitting here waiting, but they don't know that Zac is literally sitting in the wings. Going in, can't even try and do anything. And it's a 1-for-1 trade. Talus still going in, no mana on the Rakan. And Runner's just going to walk out slowly. Good news is that shutdown gold going over to Xayah. And that is one thing I almost forgot to mention. I've seen this multiple times from out of the blue. His super mega death rockets, I almost feel like he scripts when he uses them. I've seen him in previous games hitting ones from out of nowhere. I really don't even know where they come from. I'm just watching one part of the screen and it's literally the directed camera, and out of nowhere comes Jinx's ult. Yeah, there's already a 2k gold loot, which was once only 300 gold. Even after getting that shutdown. Alscander here, just trying to literally just get Victor poked a little bit down, and hopefully Talus can come if he gets him down just a little bit more. Quaker keeping a pretty commanding lead in the top side of the game, though. I mean, he's got about almost a 20 CS lead. But again, I told you, this game is not going to be won through topside. It's already not looking so hot. Seeing out of the blue this far ahead is kind of a problem. We have Talus here hovering. Oh, the tether! The mantra Q coming through. And no flash for the side of Mr. King Annihilate Or.
Said 2-6 pick up sticks. Really, the greed here by King just really not wanting to back. And we technically have a surmounting 3v3 coming up here. Quaker going for the ward. Able to hit the blast cone. He has horns. Is he going to use it here? The huge Amumu wall, the curse of the Sad Mummy, getting a shutdown gold. Zach going in, bouncing around. Rakan with the charm. Quaker trying to make some plays, looking for the Bella's Breath. The shutdown from the Karma going in. The dredge line. Shen is going to fall too. And the gold lead is slowly just went back in the direction of DPS. Your bad connection here, just 1v1ing, saying, I don't care what kind of lead you have. I know how to play. Oh my god! The play caller, your bad connection, saying, I've made my statement. What a crazy comeback. And now, what was once a 2k gold lead going in the favor of a 300 gold lead now to DPS. The dredge line, don't know where it's going. He said, from the lane to the wall. Dallas here all by himself. Just gonna have to give up the vision. And this gold lead in top lane is almost a 30 CS lead. It's actually pretty crazy. Getting the taunt off, throwing out the breath, and the Mumu flash Q, the bandage toss coming through, throwing a tantrum, the grand entrance, and that's again out of blue, like I said. Coming from downtown with a super mega death rocket. This man is insane with it. And just a mere flesh wound there for late game carry. Got to pick up some fruit and just be ready to invade the jungle. Talus does have ult here though. And Zach's just going to have to use less bounce to try and get out. The flash dredge line not hitting anything. From downtown, the huge ult from Ornn, the horn call. And what is going on here? Why did Runner just going back in? Runner, I think, running it down, just giving Alistander another kill. And surprisingly, even with this lead that MG has had for most of the game there, DPS still getting the dragons. The dredge line coming through, going for the solo kill, the ignite, the grand entrance, the super mega death rocket, and Alistander to save the day. And crazy enough, they almost have first turret mid as well. Aw, they got a bot side. It doesn't matter. DPS is still making a statement. They're almost 2K. They're 2K gold up now themselves. And really I'm just surprised. DPS has really just came back in the game like nobody's business.
We got Runner and Talus here rotating to the top side, clearing out the vision. And out of the blue, like, I don't care. I'll stay bot side. I know my ults are going to hit. He doesn't care. He'll wait for his team to do some damage. Grand Entrance not available to go back in from late game carry, and they're just going to have to concede the top lane. Taking, oh my gosh, the bandit toss from downtown. And just pushing him back a little bit further to guarantee that turret. And really, MG trying to do what they can to just kind of close out the gold lead, but they just can't do much about it. I mean, they're just grouped up, trying to make sure that they're not going to get jumped on. Not really sure where they need to be, and there's a 3K gold lead right now. Oh my gosh, Alistander hitting like a truck now. And Quaker and Brian just here, just literally just being impressive. Just because they can. Alistander looking for the RQ. And King Arthur can't do much here. Out of the blue still, hitting his out of the blue ults. Super Mega Death Rocket making a connection. And honestly, if DPS can keep this pressure, they might be able to win this game. But again, if this game goes for 40 minutes, 35 minutes, I think there's going to be a problem. They have to keep the pressure on. Zach slingshot it in onto the back. Never mind, your back connection said, nice try. See you next season. And Alistander, even through the Guardian shield, still chunking both of them. Oh no, Talus out of position. Good flash. And there's no Mega Death Rocket coming from the side of Jinx. Out of the blue, getting chunked out. And there is literally almost a 60 CS lead in the top side here from Quaker. I mean, he said, you're Gwippo, you're not Bwippo. I'm going to do what I want in this lane. I don't care. And there's actually about a 30 CS lead in the bot side as well. I mean, I gotta say, out of the blue, even with those commanding kills in the lead early game, it just, I don't know, your back connection, like I said, that man knows how to play the lane. He just positions so well, and we've actually interviewed him several times before because of that. His positioning is literally just insane, and his reaction time is almost superhuman in these games a lot of times. Brian getting knocked to the side from the dragon and actually dodging the grand entrance because of it. And that's all three dragons going to the side of DPS. Going in, trying to charm him. Talus is all alone, nowhere to go. Can't get off the curse. And things aren't looking so hot right now. Oh my gosh, the huge taunt coming from the side of MG. You hate to see it. Whippo just turning that fight in the favor of MG in one foul swoop. So they don't call me Whippo because the G stands for gangster. I make gangster plays.
7th letter of the alphabet, ladies and gentlemen. He's a G.
And I will say that was the only thing I was worried about was team fights, because yeah, there is a draft gap, and when it's coming down to picks and like plays and skirmishes, DPS wins it every time. But as later this game gets, that's not going to stand true. So they really have to keep the foot on the throat of the side of MG, or it's literally just going to swing back the other direction. And I do have to say that I really like DPS's vision. Across the map, you can see they have a lot of the fog covered. And Alexander here poking him, and just still, you would think even with all that damage, just not able to do enough. The slingshot, good bellows breath, doesn't matter. Getting jumped on, Quaker have nowhere to go. And oh my gosh, out of the blue, actually missed the ult. That's a first. And King Annihilator taking him down. Nothing he can do about it. And nowhere for DPS to go. Oh my god! Talus with the super far advantage toss to steal the blue buff. What I'm really more curious about is if DPS is going to get the Dragon Soul here and get the Hex Soul. You got a minute coming up, and there is no vision on either side here. Alice unaware of what awaits him if he goes too far ahead. Alice Skander throwing out damage like no tomorrow, like he doesn't care, like nobody's nearby. And the Super Mega Death Rocket coming in! The slingshot to go in! The burst from Victor! It's just crazy damage all around, out of the blue, casting backwards. And the Horde Call, I don't know if it matters. Quaker doing what he can to try and take somebody with him, but not looking so hot. And again, Victor just scaling into the game. Quaker trying to hang on. And Alice Skander's stuck out of the fight with no way to do anything. Good flash, doesn't matter. Runner's just literally going to run him down. I mean, there's Victor here. He's got 3-on-1. Nothing he can do to stop anything from happening. And that's an ace for the side of MG. I said it before, that DPS would have to play for picks specifically in skirmishes. They are not a good team for team fighting as far as the draft. And that proves it again. That's 2 team fights where they've just completely gotten annihilated. Ryan just going in. They're taking the Hex Gate, said send it, I don't care. And a little bit of Mad Wife, Sad Life. Zai taking out Rakan, said, so sorry. And honestly, this is a really risky call. I don't know if they have the damage to take this fast enough to stop anything from really happening. I think the only option they have is Brian's going to have to try and zone off the Zac here. But DPS needs this. They have to have this to do something here. They have to be able to keep pressure in the lanes. And I'm more concerned actually on this coming team fight because not only does Jinx have the Gale Force, she has a stopwatch now. So anything that's going to be an immediate CC, he's got something to try and stop anything from happening until his team can get him free and peel him off. Super Mega Death Rocket, make a connection like usual. Poking your back connection out just enough to make him think twice about staying. And again, they're funneling in a bad spot here. I really don't think DPS needs to be here anymore. They came what they needed to. They've done what they needed to do in mid lane. I think they're just overstaying their welcome. Runner just waiting in the wings to slingshot in. MG just waiting for one small misstep from the side of DPS, and DPS just slow pushing it with the cannons. Something's going to have to happen here. Quaker moving a little too far forward. Talus with the bandage toss to go in. Low with nowhere to go. And there's the horde call from Quaker. They need to get out. That's the grand entrance to the charm, hitting everybody in the back line. And King Annihilator taking him out. And that's a 1-for-1. Dragon coming up soon. Are they going to go for the Hextech Soul and reset? The teleport coming in from Victor. I mean, he just said, screw it, I'm telling in. We have to keep them away from this dragon. We can't give up Hex. They might be able to end the game with it. Their best bet is somebody to hit that blasting cone and not give them an option to go in for free. And nobody's going to stop them from taking it. They need to pull this dragon out and just pray that they can keep pressure somewhere. Oh my gosh, the huge Mantra Q coming from Alistander to put out a blue in the back line and forcing him to stay away. I don't think that dragon's pulled out far enough. And it doesn't matter, they can't contest it. They take it out of the blue, throwing out the Super Mega Death with the hope of women a prayer. Skander, unknowing, just deleted with nowhere to go. Talus forcing in with the curse, throwing it down. Your back connection slicing through the team. The horn on the back line, the Gale Force, and out of the blue trying to stop it with the stopwatch. Can't do anything about it. And there goes who they needed to keep their team from dying. Victor's still alive, though. He's got the wave clear to keep them from doing anything, but that's about to be 3 inhibs going down. Brian looking for that dredge line. They're just going to choke him out. This game's getting to the point of no return, though. They really need to keep the pressure on. And Jinx, out of the blue, now has his GA as well for the next fight. With Baron come up, they need to make sure they have vision around this. Alice going in, trying to get the scuttle, blocking the zap. And now Skander just saying, I don't care, this isn't for you. You're not allowed to have it. Getting a little too greedy here. Standing up by himself. Getting pulled back in. Good flash. The grand entrance. Hitting nothing. They get the Baron. And they're just delayed. And they're just going to push down. Three waves now. This might be DPS's game here. Gotta be careful about the team fights. Come in with the horn! The huge Talus play on the back line. Nowhere to go. That's the GA popped on out of the blue. And Zach doing what he can, bouncing around. Zaya going in. Your back connection. Blade calling, cutting through. And that's game 1 for DPS.